Hi there, Hot Rod Matty here, and I thought I'd give you a quick tour of this HT Monaro that I came across, and I'll tell you a little bit of a story about how it came to me. Okay, so this is a HT GTS Monaro. It's a genuine 80837, I think the code is, and it is in SAG condition, but I probably wouldn't say unsavable condition. So the story behind it is, it travelled with, I can track down at least from the last 15 or so years, it travelled with the owners of a HT Monaro GTS as a parts car. So as they needed to update and upgrade and repair the HK, they just pick off this car, which back in the day wasn't a big deal, but obviously prices and economics have changed now, and this is now worth saving on its own. So how bad is it? I'll give you a little bit of a tour. So it took a couple of weeks of cleaning out the mud and the dirt and the rust to get a better sense of what it looked like. And for being stuck outside in the rain, you'll notice that there's some parts that are not too bad, given it's a salty climate here. So you can see the floors will probably need to be changed. The tunnel looks okay. Back floors need to be changed. That is literally underneath the car. The tunnel is still in place all the way back. That's probably because the water sat on the floors. And then you can see, because it's a salty and humid environment, that's what the roof lining looks like. So, I mean, thankfully it's not completely full of holes, but yeah, definitely there is some work, and you can see up inside the dash, similar sort of thing. You can see where the humidity's gotten in there, but it's not being held together by rust, it's just rusty. Okay, on the body itself, on the outside you can see the seals all have a problem, that's for sure. That's consistent all the way around. You can see it's come apart there. Up here you can see where they've cut a patch panel out to repair the HK. A quick look at the inner fenders. It's not too bad, but then you get these corners where they're completely flaking apart. So that needs plenty of work. Yeah, we'll get to the mechanical, but that probably all needs a rebuild. The hood of this HT is actually on the HK, and so I'm in the process of repairing the HK hood to put that back on the HK, and then we can get the HT one back onto this car. Here you can see kind of the distortion in the metal started to rust away. Someone's probably leaned on it and played with it, and I'm sure if we remove some of the filler, there's probably bullet holes or something because of the area this is in. The seals again, they're a little bit unhappy. And you can see it's originally a cashmere white car, but they've gone and sprayed this awesome baby blue over. I've done some work to peel back the blue, but yeah. GTS badge is nice and shiny because I just got that repolished, and then I hit it with some Alpha 1 enamels. These are the bottom of the rear fenders. Nice and air-conditioned equipped. The actual boot floor it needs replacing, but it's not completely junk. But then the fuel tank absolutely is, and you can see back there, pretty bloody average. Yeah. All the GTS trim is there. Some of it, like these straight pieces, I can kind of link back to a portion of the car, some I can't, so it'll just have to be one of those reference photos exercises. It's a 4-speed car, so the pedals are there, and I've got the motor and box sitting over here. You can see how awesomely unstable that tunnel is. This is probably the worst section, because while I've got the rear glass, you can see the area where the rear glass would go is just probably just kind of fallen out of place, right? So that area needs a fair bit of work. This is where we store all of the wasps and wasp nests, so that was fun to kind of clear out. Roof side on this side is actually not too bad, yeah. And then again, I'll bring you down to the sills. You can see that's all super ordinary. That needs to be cleaned out. The flintstones in the front fenders look all right, and then got to do some archaeological digging to work out where all the parts are for the front end, but they're around. Engine bay, I mean, it's all surface rust. It's not catastrophic apart from those corners that I showed you from the inner fenders, but I've just started, you can see, taking back some of the paint. This is the 186S. Carby's gone missing, I haven't found that. And then there's a little 4-speed and the little clutch that I also call a clutchette because it's so small. But yeah, this is the HT GTS. I won't zoom in, but it's got the plates intact. Plan for this, I'm thinking to try and either get it into reasonable condition and drive it around patinaed with some patch repairs, but mechanically sorted, or a full resto, or maybe a little bit of a pro touring setup with the an LSX with a carby and an upgrade on suspension and brakes, but we'll see how that goes. The HK is a nice stock cruiser, so maybe this shouldn't be. Maybe I'll pop underneath and quickly show what's going on down here. So you can see it's all a few unique colors of rust. It's a little bit holy in sections, but again, it's not absolutely catastrophic. It just looks bad, and that's coming from someone who's overly optimistic with cars generally, so take it for what it is. Needs all new rubbers, motor box, diff, it'll all need a rebuild. It's a full resto job, but that's the fun part. Yeah, all right, let's see how we go. I'll try to keep it updated.